Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 4 or our final part for the final test MA85, and in this part we're going to deal with word problems. So by now you should be sick of word problems since we went over topic 9 just a few classes ago, and hopefully you get some insight on how to do it, because this is pretty difficult but applies on more on the real life scenario than the rest of the things we learn. It applies the things we learn in a real life scenario. So let's start with a temperature problem. 6 a.m. we have, at 6 a.m. is negative 35, and at noon is negative 8 Fahrenheit. So what's the rise in temperature? So in case you didn't know, let's suppose, well, this is a temperature gauge, and inside is red, right? Unless something look nicer. Okay, suppose this is a temperature, okay? In the morning, it was negative 35, so it's somewhere around here. Let's use black. That's the morning, and in the noon, it's somewhere here. So our question is, we want to find how far did it went from here to here. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to subtract. And what are we going to subtract? Are we going to subtract the number here or the number here to here, or which number do we subtract first? The number here on the top or the number in the bottom? The number in the top, right? And what number is on the top? Is negative 8. That's our noon temperature. This is our morning temperature. So that means the number on the top of the first number is negative 8. Next is minus, since we're subtracting, what are we subtracting? The number in the bottom, which is negative 35. Now, what do? First thing first, we change minus to plus, and then we change the next number to the opposite version of it, which is something. So again, we're going to change it. We're going to have negative 8 plus 35, which is 35 minus 8 is 27, and since 35 is the larger number, the opposite value 35 is going to be a positive, so it's going to be 27. So just in case you don't know how to do this one, just look at the previous video because I went over that. I went over how you solve it in that video. Anyway, your answer is 27, but don't forget what kind of 27 are we talking about. And this is a word problem, so we have to talk about what kind of 27 is it. It's going to be Fahrenheit, degree Fahrenheit. Okay, that's basically it. You just need to draw a circle on the top and a big F. That's all you do. Okay? Now let's move on to 17. 17 is another word problem. A machinist makes 77 bushings in 12 hours. How long will it take her to make 154 bushings? So what do you do that? What do you solve this problem with? Proportions. Again, we're dealing proportions. So let's do our first part. Our first set of numbers is 77 and 2. So now it's going to be 77 over 2. Again, it doesn't matter which one goes on the top, which one goes on the bottom. Is equal to blank, another fraction. Now, if the top is bushings, 77 bushings, and the bottom is hours, what will be on the top? Hours, bushings, or something completely different? It's going to be bushings. It's going to match. So since 77 bushings is on the top, what number is going to be on the top? It's going to be 154 bushings. And since we don't know what hours, it's going to be X. Now what do? Can we simplify? We cross multiply. So you might be thinking, why not? I'll simplify things first. Well, we can't simplify anything. Can you simplify 77 and 2? Can you simplify these two numbers? No, we can't. How about 154 and 2? Technically, I mean, in a way we can, but in reality we can't since it's separated by an equal sign. So that means we just have to suck it up and cross multiply these big numbers. So if we did cross multiply, we're going to cross multiply 77 and x, and you're going to cross multiply 154 and 2. So now you're going to get 77x is equal to 154 times 2, which is, what is 154 times 2? $308, so it's going to be 308 is equal to 77x. Now what do we do? What's our next step? We divide both sides by 77. So now we have x is equal to 308 over 77 or if you do it properly, if you divide 308 by 7, you're going to get equals 4. But is that all we do? Is there something missing here? Is there something missing here? Yes, there is something missing. What's missing? What kind of 4 is it? Is it bushings? No, what is hours? So our final answer is 4 hours. So it's pretty simple, right? As long as you did your previous topics on topic 9 and topic 7, if I believe, or topic 6. I don't know which topic, but as long as you did it, as long as you followed along the previous class, you're pretty safe to do this. Now 17. So again, what do we do? We're dealing with percent, and we're dealing with something 250, and then we're finding the new price and whatnot. How do we tackle with this? Well, again, from the previous video, we tackled a similar problem using part over base is equal to percent over 100. So we're going to relabel, we're going to find things, we're going to use the word problems to fill in the missing pieces. So this is still equals 100. The 100 stays the same. So let's look at the question. We have sold for $250 originally. So is that a part or a base? Is that the original number or is the new number? Original. So it's going to be our base. So it's going to be 250. And then our part is, well, we don't know. Now let's move on. 40%. It's a percentage, so that means it's going to be here. So that means our x is the missing part. Now, before we start cross multiplying, let's make it easy for us. Let's simplify. And if you simplify, you're going to get 2 over 5. Common factor of 40 and 100 is 20. 40 divided by 20 is 2. And 100 divided by 20 is 5. Okay, just in case you don't know what number I simplified things with, there is 20. Now cross multiply. And you're going to get 5x is equals to 250 times 2. Which is basically 5x is equals to 500. Now what's our next step? Divide both sides by 5. Hence you're going to be with x is equals to 100. But the thing is, this is where we do some critical thinking. Is $100 the price we pay? We pay. This is dollars, okay? Just in case you don't know, this is $100. Is this we pay or we save? This is how much we save. So how do we find how much we pay? We're going to subtract 250 minus how much we save. This is we save, okay? This is money we save. minus 100, which is $150. So our final answer is $150 is how much we paid for the table, which is the sales price. Okay, so that's how you do 18. Now let's do something hard. Number 19. This is a solution problem. This is again in your previous topic, as in your topic 9 videos. And in this kind of problem, what we want to do is we want to draw a chart. So in this problem, this is our unit, liters, our percent, and our total. Here is we'll call the 55% detergent as A and the one with the 38 as B, okay? So this is our new solution, our A and our B. Now let's split it up. Detergent A is 55%, so we'll just put 55, and our detergent B is 38%. Now for B, our detergent B, it says that we have 8 liters, but we don't know X, right? We don't know the liters of A because that's basically the question. How many liters of A do we put to B to get our new detergent? Well, we'll just say since it's missing, it's going to be X. And since the new solution is a mixture of A and B, how much the new detergent is going to be 8 plus X. Our new, of course, the new is already given to us. Our new the percentage for our new solution is 47. Note that we're not going to add 55 and 38 to get the new percent for our new solution. It's going to be written on the word problem, okay? Don't add 55 and 38 to get the new percent. Why is that? Well, it's going to mess up the total. So the total, how do we find that total? We're just going to multiply liters times percent. So it's going to be X times 55, which is basically 55X. And we have 8 times 38, which is essentially $304. And now our new solution is basically 8 plus X times 47. So now what do we do? Well, similarly to liters, the total of the new detergent is the sum of 55x plus 304. So that means, let me write that in a different color. 55x plus 304 is equals to 8 plus x times 47. Again, sorry for the horrible handwriting. Now let's make it look nicer a bit. We're going to distribute 47 to both 8 and x. So let's put it here so you guys know 55 x plus 304 distribute 47 which is 376 is equals plus, not equals to, plus 47x. Now again, our goal is to isolate x by itself, and to do so we need to draw the line, and now we subtract. Eliminate a smaller variable, negative 4. We eliminate 47x by subtracting 47x on both sides, and you're going to get 8x plus 304 is equals to 376. Now subtract 304 on both sides, because since we want 8x by itself, subtract 304 on both sides. You're going to get 72. So now our equation is 8x equals 72. Now what do? We divide both sides by 8. We want to get rid of that coefficient 8. So we divide both sides by 8. And now simplify. 8 cancels out. You're left with x is equals to 72 divided by 8. 9. So that means 8 is equals to 9. What kind of 9 is it? It's going to be liters. So that's basically how you do it. That's how you do 19. Now number 20 is basically, well, not really the same, but okay, let's try it. Let's try number 20, our last topic, our last problem for this review. So I checked, and it's basically the same thing too. On your test, I mean. So now let's draw again, when you're dealing with mixtures, solution, or distance rate time problem, we want a bar. We want a chart. So let's read the question first. We have a boat glides downstream for 28 hours. Because of the stream current, it takes the boat 44 hours to go upstream. Go back upstream if the speed of the river is 4 meters per hour. Find the speed of the boat in still water. First thing first, draw a chart. In this case, we only need a few columns. So that's basically it. Unlike this one, we have like a lot of bar of fill-ups. This one's a bit different. Okay? So now this problem is a distance rate time problem. Just in case you don't know, distance is equals to rate times time. This is not an x, this is multiplication. So that means distance is equal to rate multiplied by time. So this is a distance rate time problem, and this is a boat. So in the first part, we have downstream, and the next part is we have upstream. Those are two scenarios we have. We don't have any new stuff, whatever. So now a new solution or whatnot, because we're just the question is just asking downstream, upstream. So now what do we do? Well, we're going to fill in the boxes. It says here is that the downstream is 28 hours and the downstream upstream is 44. So let's illustrate it. Let's say this is the boat and this is the current, and this is going downstream. This is downstream. This is the boat engine, and this is the current. Sorry for the horrible writing. And now this is scenario 2. This is upstream. This is the boat this is upstream, just in case. This is the boat engine. And this is the current. When you're going downstream, the current is kind of helping the boat engine, right? So that means you're traveling a bit faster than your boat engine. It's like going downhill. Even if you press the gas lightly, your car speeds up even a bit faster than it will normally do, right? And then this is the opposite. The opposite applies with when we're going upstream. When you're going upstream, the current's kind of pulling you the opposite way. The same thing. Think of this as going up a hill when you're driving. You have to press the gas even harder than you regularly would just to travel the same distance, basically. So that means when the rate of this boat is not just boat engine, but boat engine, signified by boat, plus current. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, when you're going upstream, the rate is boat. And is the current helping us or not helping us? It's not helping us. In fact, it's pulling us the opposite way. So that means instead of adding the current speed to our boat speed, it's subtracting current speed. And what is the current speed? The current speed is 4 miles per hour. So it's going to be 4. Now, since we're looking for boat, that's going to be our x. So that means the rate when you're going downstream is x plus 4, and when the rate going upstream is x minus 4. Now let's try it. X minus x plus 4, and then x minus 4 on the rate. The distance, as I told you, is rate times time, so it's going to be x plus 4 multiplied by 28, and upstream is x minus 4 multiplied by 44. Now let's delete this drawing. Now that we figured it out, what do we do next? Well, you have to do some critical thinking. First thing first, the boat is traveling the same stream, right? So the distance going downstream and upstreams are the same. You get it? You follow through? Now that means whatever this is equal to this. So that means x plus 4 multiplied by 28 is equals to x minus 4 is equals to 44. Since they're both the same distance, they have to be the same thing, right? So that means we can solve for x. So distribute 28, you're going to get 112. 28 times x is 28x. And then 28 times 4 is 112. Now you do the same thing on the right hand side of the equation. 44 times x is 44x. 44 times 4 is 176. And that's all. Now what do we do? Draw the line. Since we're solving, draw the line. If you want different colors, go ahead. Now what's the next step? Eliminate the smaller variable, in this case 28x, so subtract 28x on both sides. Hence, you're going to get 16. Let's check 112 is left alone. 44 minus 28 is 16. Copy the variable and then bring down 176. Now what's the next step? We subtract we want to eliminate minus 176 by adding 176 on both sides. Hence, you're going to get 288 is equals to 16x. Now, our last step is divide both sides by 16 to get rid of that coefficient 16. And 288 divided by 16 is 18. Let me right here. X is equals to 18. But again, since this is a word problem, you need to tell what kind of 18 is it. In this case, we're talking about rate, and the rate is miles per hour, so that means x is equal to 18 miles per hour. And that's basically how you do 20. So this ends the part 4 of the video. Hopefully this will help you when you do your test, your final test. And this is goodbye.